Ryan Gravenberch might feel like a new signing this season. Many of us were frustrated with the Dutchman's performances last year as he failed to meet the expectations. Even Jurgen Klopp was filmed giving him the hairdryer treatment on the pitch. However, it appears this is all about to change this season based on some of the pre-season games and our Premier League opening match against Ipswich Town. In one of our previous videos, we explored why Liverpool was so determined to sign Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi, as he could bring that sense of control to Liverpool's build-up phase, which is something the current squad lacks. However, Liverpool's unsuccessful attempt to bring Zubimendi to Anfield has led to some intriguing tactical adjustments that were most noticed against Ipswich. These changes saw Ryan Gravenberch taking on the role of the deepest midfielder, or the number 6, and it's safe to say that his performances caught the attention of many of us. That is why in today's video we'll explain Gravenberch's suitability for the role, how he performed in the last particular game, and how his development in this position is progressing. But before we do get into it, please do hit that like and subscribe button for more Liverpool deep dives. Before we get into more details about the player and the role he might be playing under Slot, we should highlight how quickly football opinions can change. See, over the last 2 seasons with both Bayern and Liverpool, Gravenberch had around just 1,600 minutes of league football. To put this into more context, he just started 12 of his 26 league appearances for the Reds last season. So clearly the player has been struggling for game time under not just 2 managers, but also under Koeman for the Dutch national team, as he failed to feature for a single minute. Now fast forward 2 or 3 weeks ahead, and Gravenberch is said to be set for a big season for Liverpool after having 2 decent performances, including our league opening match against Ipswich, which we'll delve into a bit later. Now, to fully understand and appreciate Gravenberch's role, we must examine the basics of Slot's build-up strategy more closely. See, the Dutchman's system tactically employs a double pivot during the build-up, with 2 central midfielders playing crucial roles. The deepest of these midfielders, known as the primary receiver, or the number 6, is integral to the team structure. This player is responsible not only for retaining possession under pressure, but also for distributing the ball effectively to transition the team from defense to attack. The second pivot player, or the secondary receiver, supports the primary by providing additional passing options and covering space, and he's often deployed higher as a number 8, in the way the pivot staggered lines are created, paving the way for the team to build up from the back using bounce passes. For our case today, we need to focus on the number 6, or the primary receiver. Such a player needs to always be on the move, creating space for himself and others while also having the ability to receive with his back to play. Again, these are all traits of Martin Zubimendi, which clearly shows why the Reds had him as their priority target. Now, when it comes to Gravenberch, the Dutchman showed significant promise in these areas as well. He possesses the technical ability to retain and distribute the ball under pressure, which is crucial in Slot's system. However, it's important to note that while Gravenberch has the potential to succeed, there is still considerable room for growth in his game. Now, is this a new role for Gravenberch to play? Absolutely not. See, during his Ajax days, Grav had played in a double pivot system that provided him with a solid foundation for his role at Liverpool. During those days, he emerged as the midfield anchor, the bridge linking defense and attack. He dropped back into defense to receive while facing forward, only to bomb into the midfield with intent. At the same time, Gravenberch often drifted to Ajax's left, where his chemistry with players like Tadic was also electric. And when the situation demanded, he'd hold the fort centrally, playing swift, intricate passes to control the tempo and dictate play. He was also deployed as a number 8 in Ajax's 4-3-3, especially after the arrival of central defensive midfielder Edison Alvarez. With Tadic cutting inside, Gravenberch smoothly combined with him in the left inside channel, constantly looking to destabilize the opponent's right side. This allowed Tagliafico to make his overlapping runs, which brought more to Ajax's offensive style. Although his role at Ajax allowed for more offensive freedom, the core principles of occupying deeper areas and contributing defensively are not entirely new to the player. Let's see what Arne Slot thinks about Grav playing as the deepest midfielder. He said he has to develop in that position, that's also clear, but he's comfortable with the ball, he can run, he can keep running, and then Maka can play a bit higher up the pitch, which fits with him really well. This is where Slot's several tactical adjustments come into play, as they were set to help Gravenberch transition into this role more effectively. For example, during the first half against Ipswich, McAllister was pushed high into the left half space with Gravenberch acting as the number 6 alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold, who inverted from the right back position. With the opponent's narrow 4-2-4 shape, mixed with both Gravenberch and Trent's lack of movement in the double pivot, the Reds failed to progress the ball through the central channel. This resulted in Ipswich being the much better side during the first period, despite not having much possession of the ball. So how did Slot react to this? Well, he brought McAllister closer to Gravenberch, providing additional support and stability in midfield, additionally allowing Trent Alexander-Arnold to receive the ball both inside and outside the block has helped to stabilise the team's structure. These tactical tweaks have not only helped to stifle Ipswich's press, but have also allowed Gravenberch to impact the game, especially during the build-up phase. By rotating to the left side during the first phase, Gravenberch has created overloads on that side of the pitch, pushing Trent wider or inside as needed and have forced Ipswich onto the back foot. These adjustments have been key to Liverpool's improved performances, allowing them to exert more control over the game and pinning Ipswich back in their half. Now, when it comes to Gravenberch's offensive involvement from the deeper number 6 position, it's safe to say that his technical abilities were on full display during the game against Ipswich. His smooth ball control, combined with his ability to adjust the game's tempo at critical moments, stood out as a key strength. There's no doubt that Gravenberch has a high ceiling when it comes to his on-the-ball skills. His ability to execute half-turns, deliver precise lob-through balls, and make driving runs forward are testaments to his technical prowess. After all, we can see how highly he ranked in such metrics last season, despite having a poor campaign and playing much less minutes than other midfielders in the league. These qualities are crucial for a number 6 and slot system, where maintaining possession and transitioning the ball from defense to attack is vital. Now, don't get us wrong, a single performance does not mean the player is fully prepared to cement his spot into the starting 11 as our fixed number 6. There's still so much to work on, especially when it comes to defensive responsibilities. See, defensively, Gravenberch remains the weakest option among Liverpool's current midfielders. His positional awareness and defensive application are areas that still require considerable improvement. As we mentioned earlier, Gravenberch is extremely gifted technically, however his issue seems to be more mental than skill-wise. He can receive under pressure and with his back to goal as he showed so many times, but he needs to always be confident and in the correct state of mind to do so consistently. Instead, Gravenberch has that tendency to struggle when receiving the ball under pressure, especially when facing his defenders or being pressed from behind. In these situations, he often hesitates and opts for a back pass rather than trying to slip past the player. This is where Slot comes in. The Dutchman is known to be a great leader of men, as he often shifted players' careers around during his time in the Netherlands. Forget about the tactical tweaks like the one we discussed earlier. Slot can literally transform his players with one-on-one individual talks, and in our case, this will work wonders on Gravenberch's confidence and mental state. Kocho, Stengs, Jimenez, Minter, and so many other players reached new heights under Arne's Slot, and we have no doubt that he has the ability to transform Gravenberch's career around both with his tactical tweaks and individual conversations. Again, this doesn't mean that the player has nothing to work on. See, Gravenberch must improve his understanding of when to press, how to position himself to cut off passing lanes, and how to anticipate the movement of opposition players. And most importantly, he needs to keep the elite state of mind and confidence all of the time. These skills are essential for a holding midfielder in a team like Liverpool, where the number 6 plays a pivotal role in both defensive solidity and the team's overall shape. The real challenge for Gravenberch in the number 6 role will come when Liverpool face stronger opposition. While he has experience playing in a double pivot at Ajax, the number 6 role under Slot's system at Liverpool requires a higher level of tactical discipline, defensive awareness, and positional intelligence. The first half against Ipswich highlighted some of Gravenberch's struggles, particularly when Liverpool lacked control and cohesion, but the second half showed exactly what type of player he can be for the Reds. Ultimately, Gravenberch's performance as Liverpool's number 6 is a work in progress. While he may not be the ideal fit for the role just yet, his ability to receive the ball, find angles to escape pressure, and drive forward with it shows that there is potential for growth. So what do you think? Should Edwards and co aim for a new number 6 during the remaining days of the transfer market, or does the squad have enough quality to compete this season with new additions? That, guys, brings us to the end of today's video. As always, do let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed today's deep dive, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool deep dives. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.